Yeah, so in creating a business structure that lasts and possibly would outlive you, I see that there is a recurrent need to understand every single aspect of your business, or at least employ those who can, help with all of that.
Actually, building an institution that will be timeless in its relevancy and value, building an organization that is sustainable is like a journey of a voyage. You can visualize it, but you will never see everything in one day. And that is why success is a journey. It's not reaching a goal or a destination. Things will continue to unfold. But the individual or the institution must have determined that they want to have a perpetual life, which organization do have, unlike human beings that start dying after certain age of life. But if you continue to reinvent yourself by bringing fresh blood into the organization, continue to take business risk, venturing into new areas of business, you will continue to expand the life of that organization, and perpetually it will grow and last for time memorial.
And then for all of these people, really, I know you were talking about how some business owners would not plow back what they have made into their businesses. It may sound like rare wisdom to some people. I can afford it, so why can't I start to live a big life,
Yeah, quite a number of people, compete with themselves, and that's truly. And some people say that, why am I building this wealth? I don't even know. These useless children are going to squander it. Let me enjoy myself. Different thoughts come to different people's mind, and as a result, they've not been able to build an organization. There are some even local area people, once they make second money, the next thing that comes to their mind is that I take a second wife. I can afford it now, okay? Different things motivate them, and they started enjoying living luxury in expense of that business and continuity. It's not everybody that have a long-time view, okay? Because long-time view affects you in all decisions you made. People who had short-time view want to cut corner because it's not planning to, he just want to cross the bridge and bond it. He doesn't think he need it to come back in where he's going. So, but that's how those things doesn't last. These are some of the pitfall of short-time view. It's not sustainable, because those things you are doing are not things that can pass the test of time, are not things that can weigh anything in any scale. So they hear about you in the next 10 years, from the 15 years, you are becoming a history. You was. Not you are not you are not your existence is not present tense anymore. It's becoming past. So that's it. So that's why mindset is understandable, because when the founder of the business, when we were growing up, we are hearing about Ekene Dichukwu, we are hearing about Shidebele. We are hearing about Ferdinand Enterprises. All these companies have become worse. Nothing to show for it today. No sustainability because the structure was weak. There's no continuity plan to be able to take it to another level. Okay? Motor transport was controlled by Ekene Dichukwu, Shidebele, Ife Sinashi. All of them is gone. They are all history. They're all history.
What really?
And as a matter of fact, it's still something that is painful unless we are yet to see it. There's never been any business person on transportation industry that his business has passed over 2-3 decades. I am afraid what happened if we don't see Chisco tomorrow. Well, there be Chisco Transport, because it's a childhood friend of mine. Is Chidi thinking about institutionalizing this business, that it will be the future Graham of United States of America, that has stayed for 50, 70, 80 years, and you still know it is a means of transportation. Quite a number of them who have been in that industry, there's never been one person that says, I'm going to revolutionize this industry, not after me, that this will remain. But we never knew. As I continue to be alive, God willing, we have never stopped investing. There's possibility that we may get into transportation tomorrow. If we ever get in there, we will not plan it in the structure that when we are not there, it will not. We heard about the Young Shall Grow. We are not sure what happened when the founders of those industries, of those transportation vehicles, people came from nowhere, built a decent business, but do they have structure, systems and processes in place in that organization that will be time tested, that will be able to see the next generation?
But what have you really seen are those things that weaken the foundation and structure of businesses, that do not allow them to transcend to the next generation, third, fourth? I mean, in America, you hear of companies that have lived over 100 years, 200 years and above.
It's lack of managerial capacity in a simple word. It's lack of managerial capability. Because first ask yourself, how many of these transporters, these Igbo people that have run this business, how many of them has a functional board? How many of them have a functional board? A functional board is a prerequisite that the owner or the founder of the business want to hold himself accountable, because you report to your board. In your board, it's not just about your children and your wife. If you want to have a proper board, you bring people of no family tie, but experts who will help to ask the pertinent question that is required. People who will be independent director, who are not into it for what they get, but want to see that business sustain because their names are there. When you see somebody that is moving in that strategy, in that line, you begin to see a business that is sustainable, a futuristic business that will pass the test of the time. But if the man continues to run it as one man show that knows everything, that business doesn't go beyond 5 years after the demise of that person to come to an end. And there are still many businesses I can see today functioning very well at their peak, but I know already that these businesses are not sustainable. When the founder is dead, that business dies. Is the end of it.
What's the risk of having too many family members on your board or part of the managerial team in your company?
There's no really risk, in my humble opinion, subject to how those family members are all thinking. If they are business-minded, you will even get a better result, because they will take decisions easier, quicker, with understanding. But the downside of it is when people come into the board with entitlement mentality, where they contribute nothing to the board, but this is our father's wealth. What do we get out of it? Let's share it. And they start grabbing and dragging position. At the end of the day, the thing will collapse and nothing will come out of it. So if the founders must go beyond setting up that business, but put some system and processes, structures in that organization that even after their demise, their children cannot run that business. And that you can do this by having an advisory board committee. You can do this by appointing a trustees, running your business with trustees who decide who runs the business. You can set up a system and structure that your children will continue to make money, because if the business continue to make money, the business will pay dividend.
Yes.
They are shareholders. They will take their dividend. If they like to carry boots for back or sleep with monkey with it, that is their own business. If it's they like to keep a panton as their pet in their house, they have money to feed the panton. So, but the business will run on its own.
Yes.
The weak part is when people are weak mentally. Oh, my first son must be the managing director. My second son must be the second in control, and all of those things. The qualification is not that they have paid their dues. The qualification is not that they have business skill that is required. The qualification is not that they have the hunger and determination to take the business to another level. An average rich man's children don't have the hunger that they require to take business to another level. I'm sorry to say. There are very
why exactly
few
is
of them.
that?
It's a nature, it's natural, because they from the day they were born, they've always have an attitude like a tree grew money. They've never lacked money. Money has always been available to them. They've never really have reason to go to bed, waking up in the night, not knowing where their next school fees is going to be. So that has dulled
no motivation to push.
that has dulled their mind and senses. That there are certain level of hunger that will never be in them.
Then, with respect to the conversations around, because there will be a point your business will get to, and some people would say, "Oh, can we have can we own part of this business?" What are the things that you would ideally look out for, before you start to say, "Oh, this particular person can have a percentage of my company," and the likes of it?
I think it's the most ideal thing in really even setting your business up well to pass generation on board, to structure it well. And to structure it well is part of the thing that we are discussing now. That will include taking your business public.
Okay.
To take your business public require some discipline from you, including financial discipline, keeping proper books and account records that investors will need to follow. Quite a number of people never get to that level. That's why I tell you that if you decide to cut corner, you are not undoing anybody, you're undoing yourself. Because if I decide today that I don't want to pay tax, I want to cheat
Tax
the
evasion,
government, VAT evasion,
tax shifting,
so I can always manage my book. Our turnover is only 200 million. I was saying I'm running Coscharis, but at the end of the year, I've made only 10 million or 20 million, so I can pay that tax. I cannot present this book to public to come and invest, because what my book has showed is that Coscharis is running on turnover of 200 million, and that and the profit we are making is 10 million. So what are they coming to invest in it? What share are they coming to buy in it?
Yes.
So, but if you want to run a formidable organization, some people will laugh at you and said, these people like you are useless. You are paying Nigerian government 500 million naira on tax that they will steal. What nonsense are you doing? You don't have problem in your village where you can take that money to solve. Yes, you have problem in your village, and 500 million naira is a lot of money that can solve problem in your village, but you can never have an institution. So you must determine opportunity cost. What is a priority to you? Do you want to create an institution? Do you want to create an organization that will be timeless? Then you got to play the game by the rule. The rule is that your book must be up to date. You must be transparent. Your disclosure must be very open, transparent. You must have a strong corporate governance and board structure that people can look at. And then this is the book. Because in your prospectus, when you want people to come and invest in your company, the minimum record they want is what have you been doing in the last 5 years. They want to see your book in the last 5 years.
So you should be able to present that to them.
You must be able to present it, and you must support it with the tax you pay, with the kind of money you are earning, because that's how your business is also valued, to know your 50 kobo share, whether it's worth 11 naira or 2 naira for people to pay into, because they are coming to buy into the wealth that you have already created. A 50 kobo share you can sell for 100 naira, subject on the inherent wealth that you have created in that company and where people see that company in the future. So they are buying into it. They are bringing their own money. So when you are doing that, it means the former owner wants to take some money out and is willing to sell 20% or 30% of his business to the public. So it becomes other people have jointly owned that business. You can also decide to just get one strong investor or two, not dilute the share so much, but just have one or two small partner, but still it's not recorded as a private company. It's only called partnership. For you to be a public quoted company, you must have a minimum, I think either 20 or 50 shareholders.
All right, thank you so much. I think at this point, it's a good point to end this conversation on business structure. I strongly believe our viewers would have learned a thing or two. Thank you so much for joining us on Business Insights with Irene, Dr. Cosmas Maduka.
Thank you, Irene. It's my pleasure.